guys and gals. Welcome to day 16 of the Christmas Cheer 2024 Advent Calendar by Simply Stated Design. I am extra excited today because day 16 means it's my birthday. December 16, 60 years old. It's a big year for me. And another big package. Let's see what niftiness is in this package. I love these bags. I love keeping them because I will make projects in them. So I'll get everything together for layout, throw it on this bag, and I've got everything together to do a layout, whether I'm in my craft room or I take it on the road to a crop or over to a friend's house. Oh, my birthday is a project day. Oh, yay. Oh, wow. I love the layout. That is so cool. I love the fact that we're using strips of paper. Lots of times when we are cutting, we have these strips, and I think this is a great way to encourage people to use their strips. Like every little bit is usable. That's fantastic. Okay, so we got a big beautiful watercolor here. We have a different damask today. So this one is kind of a pine green with beige in the background. That's a new color for us. And we got one of these yesterday, actually. We got one of these 6x6 of all the different papers. And we have a white 12x12. And of course, a great glossy envelope with lots of fun are always in here. All right, a holly jolly Christmas. And elves with their great toy trolleys. And some labels, file labels. I don't remember this ornament. I think that's a new one. Santa and his reindeer, feeding his reindeer. Oh, this is one of my favorite bouquets of this season. I really love it with the two different kinds of flowers, the poinsettia, I think that's an amaryllis, and the berries and greenery. Wonderful. Larger one with the trolley boy. And I love snow globes. I just love snow globes. Isn't that awesome? Okay, so let me go and get things kind of figured out here, and I will be right back and we'll dive into this project. What an awesome birthday! Okay, so we're supposed to add our white splattered cardstock to the watercolor paper. I want to make a second page, and in our day 14, we got some extra papers, and it just so happens that there is another 8.5 by 11 in there of the watercolor paper. So I'm going to use that to make my second page. Now we're going to trim down our sheet of 4x6s. We need 14 strips measuring 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to cut these down, and then we're going to start making our strips till we have 14. I'm making a second page. I'm going to make the background the same, so I'm going to need 28. I was cutting up this paper, and I found that the papers are not quite 6 inches. They're just shy. I'm keeping the just shy pieces, and you can see here about how shy it is. I'm going to keep those just in case I need them. I can always hide them somewhere, so I'm just going to keep them aside, those that I know that they are not quite 3/4 of an inch. What I've been doing is just lining up my paper at the 3/4 inch mark. That way I can make sure I've got my 3/4 inches. Then I know the last one I cut is going to be my odd man out, because the rest are perfect. So I'm getting 7 perfect 3/4 inch strips out of each cardstock. So really you only need 2 to get your 14, but if you want to mix, you want to do them all. I'm just going to continue on because I'm doing 2 pages. I need 28 anyway, so I'm going to get exactly what I need out of this. But knowing that if you're just doing 1 page, you could just take half of each page and get your 14 strips, leaving you a half page that you can use for something else. All right, I'm just going to go over things with you before I actually start distressing. We splattered 2 white 12 by 12s. I did 2 because I'm doing a second page. And then we trimmed them down to 11 by 11. What we're going to do from there is add them to the 12 by 12 watercolors. We cut up our 6 by 6s, and we got basically 7 strips per page because some were not exactly 6 by 6. We need 14, and I was able to get 28, so I've got enough for my 2 pages. The next part was to cut our green and cream paper down to 2 4 by 4 photo mats. So we've got that. I'm going to get these laid down first so that they stay in order. Then I'll glue down my bottom sheet. Now I went about halfway on there where she's a little bit more towards the top. But I figure that it doesn't have to be exactly the same. Hers is more of a subtle switch, and I like a more dramatic switch, so I'm going to get them quite a bit taller. I really love this layout because it does show you that when you have all these little bits that you trim off of a piece of paper, and we all have them, that they are still useful for layouts. Okay, so I went 1/8 of an inch over here. You actually could go about 1/4 or just under 1/4. I'm not terribly worried about it, but just so you know, when you go to do yours, go ahead and make it say just under 1/4. I am going to attach these on the outside because I don't have my photos ready. I ran out of ink in my printer, and I'm not sure if I'm going to need extra width for my photo. So I'm going to put these together with some Sook Wang, and it can just sit on the outside. Whenever something's supposed to be joined, I like to do it this way. I can always add glue, more glue, but I like to get them joined so I don't have to worry about trying to even it up later. When I'm doing split photo mats, I do the same thing. She has her elf coming over more, but I'm using it to try and hide my mistake. If I had actually done the math to see how much I had across, I would have known exactly what to do, but I guessed, and I guessed wrong. So let me get that down. I've got to tuck that guy under there, just a smidge. Actually, before I start popping, I better glue this down. And I'm gonna play the risky game and just eyeball this. Who doesn't like to play a game of Risk? Okay, now we can pop. We can pop till we drop. This guy is going to be popped, but again, I don't know where I'm going to, my photo is going to get in there, so I'm going to be sure just to put a strip down the center that'll attach right here, so I'm free to shove photos under there. Then I just won't put any glue here. There we go. Okay, and like I said, I'm just gonna cut a thin strip to go down there. Actually, I purchased these from Stampin' Up. They are called foam adhesive strips. The number on them is 141825. So these are amazing for doing shaker boxes and that kind of thing. But also, if you need a long strip like that, you've got it. Now, the only thing you'll want to know about these is they are thicker than these guys by about double. I'm really happy with how that turned out. I carried on the pattern from the first page, ending with this one, so this one is next. I'm just going to carry it across. I took the papers that were wrapped around the ephemera in the glassine envelope, and I'm using those to make the photo mat. And the only thing is, I don't know what this paper is, whether it's acid free. So rather than putting my photos directly on it, I put some acid free cardstock onto the paper, and that'll be the barrier between my photos, just in case it's not acid free. Now this patterned paper square is 3 1/4 inch square, and then my photos are going to be 3 by 3. And I'm just going to stagger these after I get everything laid down. Now that I've learned I actually have a 1/4 inch, not about 1/8 inch, I'm going to go just under 1/4. Okay, let's get gluing. Well, that one worked out much better. Coming in 1/2 inch from the edge of the white sheet, that's where I'm going to get my photo down. And I like it about right there. And this guy's going to go right here. And over here, I'm going to do the same thing. And these two I want nice and close together. I do have a block around here somewhere. I'm just going to lay there. I'm just going to put some weight on just because this paper weight paper is under these photo mats. Okay, now I'm just gonna eyeball to get this about centered up there. Now I can get this guy glued down onto the base. I'm going to get out the foam and we'll start putting these guys down. So I'm gonna pop this guy up but glue the greenery down. So I don't want it overhanging the photos very much. And then have him come like that. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so I'm not gonna put any glue behind this guy. And then this guy I'm gonna foam, but I'm gonna foam him right up the middle. I'll just do that, and then that way, wherever his feet overhang the photos will not interfere. Okay, this guy I'm gonna let the feet overhang in this little bit of wagon, so that's the only place I don't want to put foam. And we're going to pop scent up. And since he's not really touching a photo, he can have foam everywhere. I think I've said this before, but boy, I really appreciate the Advent calendar because it has really got me scrapbooking all of my old Christmas photos. I don't know why they seem to be the last ones I do. Well, actually, you know what? Now that I said that, I think because we see scrapbook paper in Christmas theme so many less months of the year, because starting in January, spring lines are coming out, and then summer lines, and then fall lines, and you only really see the Christmas scrapbook paper November and December. So that's probably why. When I buy scrapbook paper, I'm always looking at it with an eye to photos I know I have to scrapbook. Okay, I'm gonna pop the hole out of this guy. My brain just won't let me have it there without the hole. Okay, so I'm gonna glue this guy down. And then I'm gonna pop scent up. I want a spot to put the date. My husband is a shift worker. He works at a pulp mill. He's a machine tender. So it's not unusual for us to have Christmas days moved around. So I do keep track of the date that we actually have our Christmas on. So I do like to have a date spot because I could never count on it actually being the 25th of December. I was really lucky to have kids who wanted their dad to be with them at Christmas, so they never even asked to open their gifts without him, even though he was sleeping or maybe at work. We've got very considerate children, that's for sure. Okay, I'm gonna pop this guy up. I just need to keep this foam off of the top. Okay, that is that. I'm going to put some stickles. I can't put ephemera on without stickling it. It's just a thing. Okay, let me grab the other page. And just to add a bit of realism to this snow globe, I'm going to put glossy accents on just to make it look shiny like a real snow globe. So I've outlined the whole thing using my small bottle. That worked great, but I want to use my big bottle to speed the process up. I'm going to put glossy accents over my foam dimensionals to attach Santa and the elf back down. And the stickles, the shiny stardust stickles, is going to look great under the glossy accents. It's just going to enhance that. Now, if you didn't want to go to the expense of dropping all this glossy accents on the bottom here, you could take a paintbrush and paint a thin coat of glossy accents over, which is going to achieve getting it nice and shiny without having all of the glossy accents. And now I'll just put these guys right back down. There we go. So I'll definitely include a final picture of the shininess once it's all ready to go. That looks pretty good to me. I think we are ready to call it done. Okay, here we are with it all finished up. I wanted to give you a close-up look at everything. We have a nice splattered background with our pieces that are floating across the middle. We've got, I wish the camera would pick up all the shine on that snow globe with all the stickles. It is just absolutely beautiful. Great, great page designed by Nadine. And this is the second page. Again, made much the same way. I used some extra ephemera that came in the Simply Stated kit. This beautiful shine is that tarnished brass distress. I'm really happy with how the layout turned out. That is our day 16 project. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me at MelittasMakin@gmail.com. Stop by my blog at MelittasMakin.blogspot.com. Or you can catch me over on Instagram at MelittasMakin. I hope you enjoyed day 16 of the Simply Stated 2024 Advent Calendar. And I hope you will join me for day 17. Have an incredibly wonderful, crafty day. La 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 la.